5.5 weeks after a former official blew the whistle on an ongoing scheme that has allegedly bilked the state-owned insurance fund of some 15 billion pesos, President Rodrigo Duterte has given the green light to formally indict all those recommended by a DOJ-led task force, with one glaring exception: the Health Secretary. The key players to be charged will face raps from the Justice Department, plus criminal and administrative charges from the Ombudsman that PTV's Melilas Moras lays out in this report.
President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the recommendations of the task force PhilHealth to file criminal and administrative charges against resigned Philippine Health Insurance Corporation President and CEO Ricardo Morales and several other executives in connection with the alleged anomalies in the state-run insurance agency. Last night, no less than the chief executive announced the task force report.
The issue of PhilHealth and corruption was really an important issue to the Filipinos and to everybody. And everybody, again, is also placed in jeopardy by the actions of the officials. I'm sorry for them, but they would have to undergo trial.
Despite being the PhilHealth's board chairman, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III was not among those recommended to be charged. However,
the foregoing notwithstanding, the task force recommends that the President strongly admonish and remind the chairman and members of the board of a grave consequence of their action or inaction to PhilHealth Fund, to the government and its coffers, and to the interests of the ordinary people who rely on PhilHealth assistance.
According to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, he's well aware that the exclusion of Secretary Duque to the list of persons expected to face charges soon once again ignited a public uproar. But he clarified the task force has just started to move, and it was and it will not be affected by any statements made by the chief executive about Secretary Duque.
Hindi naman po siguro, kasi kung gano'n, dapat wala ng admonishment na rinekomenda. Panimula pa lang naman po ito because they had very limited period of time given to them in the present 30 days. Magpapatuloy pa po ang investigasyon ng DOJ, magpapatuloy pa po ang investigasyon ng Ombudsman.
In a statement earlier, the Department of Justice, the lead agency of the task force, said before the release of the report, it went through a series of in-depth evaluations and hearings. Meanwhile, for its part, the PhilHealth management assures they will continue to cooperate in the subsequent investigations to be conducted by the task force as well as by other authorized agencies for the sake of truth and transparency. Melilas Moras for the Nation.